We go. I'm on the right side of this rant, even though I appear on the left. Let me tell you something. There are many things that I'm guilty of. I'm guilty of, I guess, defaming the President of the United States, sleepy Joe Biden. I'm guilty of, I guess, not inciting a riot, but trying to comment on people that are rioting. We at the Rant Network have been barred for periods of time on Facebook, YouTube, and every vertical because we have spoken our minds. That would be freedom of speech without uttering a single word of hate, demand for action, just common sense. Something that seems to be missing with sleepy Joe Biden and hyena Kamala Harris. Because really, there's no laughing matter at any of these Ivy League premier education facilities that have just awarded by the Biden administration billions of dollars of student aid to be doled out to these Ivy League really hypersensitive people. Welcome, everybody, to the Rant Network. This is a podcast where your hosts, myself, Stuart Brisgell, and the illustrious David Solomon, peel back the layer on a multitude of topics without holding anything back. Here, we're all about raw, unfiltered dialogue that, let me tell you, it is definitely voicing our opinions, sharing experiences from every corner of life. As we dive into the heart of this current event that's been unfolding since October the 7th, as well as we cover pop culture, politics, and quirks of our very existence. Whether it's venting over life's daily frustrations, as I just started, or tackling some really massive questions that shape our world, there is a place for it under the Rant Network umbrella. So get comfortable. Join us engaging in this journey. David, I have been ranting with you, as I say constantly, for over 3 years, where I have been criticized for being too much of a right-wing guy. I've been criticized for calling out the President of the United States, leaders around the world, for being hypocrites by touting rules for me, but not for thee, which I'm going to remind everyone has been the cornerstone of every single rant that I have had and uttered a word to about. Because the hypocrisy, even from the January 6th riots to the BLM riots, and going back, the rules that apply to these people with civil disobedience has been radically different than those of others with much lesser crimes, where they're debating whether or not the President of the United States can be held accountable, where the Republicans are saying it's impossible. The Democrats are saying it is probable and should. I almost welcome that they knock down the immunity of the President of the United States, because then every citizen of America and abroad can sue the President of the United States for failing to uphold their duties as clear representatives of the American people. Moreover, allowing Hamas terrorists into the country and mobilizing militias in our academic schools. So if I want the IDF to send crewmasters over here to take care and eradicate Hamas on our homeland, maybe that's not such a radical idea, because the current administration is incapable of protecting, it seems, any of the 16 million Jews that exist on the planet. There's no fortitude of this government. There's no fortitude of any president of any Democrat university. It's appalling. I'm disgusted. And so should you. David, I'm sorry for grabbing the first 5 minutes, but I am so angry. So angry. Happy to be living in the state of Florida where we shut this shit down lickety split as they shut this shit down in Texas, lickety split. Why are the two largest states in the union a clusterfuck? David?
Oh, come on. So for those of you who missed it on Monday, I took the microphone and I said, I'm done. I'm so angry. I needed to rant about it. And I went 15 minutes nonstop. So, Stuart, you're 5. It's all good for you. But here's the reality, people. Sleepy Joe is sleeping at the wheel. He's let you down. As citizens of the United States, he's let you down. Your safety is at risk. Stuart was right. The border is completely wide open. Fine, sure, let in terrorists. You said, we don't care. Sure, it's nice to bring in people into the country, despite the fact that there are tens of thousands of military-aged Chinese coming into this country, despite the fact that there are tens of thousands of terrorists and illegals and drug pushers and whatever. It doesn't make a difference. Sleepy Joe has been sleeping at the wheel. But on this one, we don't understand. In the late 1960s, there were riots on campus on Vietnam War to try to convince the United States to pull out of the war. There was violence. There was all kinds of rioting. And the United States government sent in the military, sent in police, because there's law and order. There is free speech permitted. But when you cross a line, you cross a line. And Alan Dershowitz will tell you today that many of those people who crossed that line and burnt and became terrorists are teaching in these universities. I mean, it's fascinating. So now they've radicalized your kids. No problem. So what does Sleepy Joe do? Nothing. The Jim Henson Muppeteers in the White House are telling him to sit down and do nothing. The controllers of Joe Biden said, don't focus on this because you're going to lose Michigan and Wisconsin. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe Biden made a deal with the devil. He made a deal with several devils. AOC, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib. Notice Rashida Tlaib is very quiet, right? She hasn't said much lately. Ilhan Omar won't address Fox News. Why? She shushed a reporter who asked her why she's supporting these genocidal protesters.
Genocidal Joe.
It's incredible to see Stuart. No, hold on, Stuart. No, whoa. Here's where my frustration is. Let me tell you where it's gotten to, folks. Because Stuart asked the question, why is it that California and New York can't budge? It's simple. It's simple. They don't know how to deal with the same people that they've empowered. When you tell people all their lives, you are right, your opinions matter, you are always right, and that's exactly what they've told the left. You are always right, no matter what cause you're fighting for. Now they got a problem because they know they're wrong. And here are the results. On the stupid side, Northwestern University caved into the mob in the negotiations. Imagine, we're negotiating with the mob and agreed to full scholarships for Palestinian students and the 2-year employment terms for Palestinian faculty. Imagine that. That's what Northwestern caved into. UCLA had full-blown fights yesterday. Columbia had property damage because what? Because I want to know how many Palestinian lives were saved when they smashed the windows in Columbia University. Because this is the cause, right? It's all about Palestine, right? But what does smashing windows do? The faculty should be arrested when they created a human chain around the students. The police had to be called in, and they're still dragging students out, and they are being slammed. It's this mindset that you are allowed to do whatever you want. And until the White House says no, it's good. Now, it's interesting because on January the 6th, Stuart, the famous insurrection on Capitol Hill, is being called one of the worst days of democracy in the United States. And I found that hilarious. The showcase that the Democrats have been putting on for this is unbelievable. What do you call this? Do you not see democracy collapsing? Do you not see the end of the American empire here, Stuart? Because that is thanks to Sleepy Joe, is what's happening.
Well, Sleepy Joe, Kamala Harris, Chucky Schumer, Nancy Pelosi.
Where is Chuck Schumer? I'd like to know where's Chuck Schumer. How come
I would like to know,
Democrats?
I would like to know where little Debbie Wasserstrom is.
Stuart, I want to know where there are 21 Democrats who supported Mike Lawler's anti-Semitism bill and they broke ranks, which is great. And the Democrats, whoever is their political whip in that government, they're great. They know how to keep everybody in line. But Chuck Schumer, and I'm going to say this, and this is as nasty as we get to Holocaust Memorial Day on Sunday night. Chuck Schumer would have been a Nazi sympathizer standing there bringing the Jews to the gas chambers. He would have.
Oh, I agree. Oh, David, that is the most perfect. I guess you always fault me for bringing up World War II, Adolf Hitler, and the comparison. But that, David, that is the best comparison that you could give. Like little Debbie is little Chucky. And you want to know something, little Chucky? Because I know that these broadcasts are being sifted. If you see Chuck Schumer, tell him that he's a Nazi sympathizer. Tell him he is responsible for gassing and hurting Jews, and that the likes of him should be coward and crawl under the rock in which you belong. Because you know what, Chucky Schumer? Chuck E. Cheese, buddy. That's where you belong.
So I just want to tell you something. I just going to tell you to what extent Joe Biden has allowed this chaos to occur. Okay. Emory police announced the arrest of a convicted felon yesterday who crossed state lines to come to campus. They arrested this person from Statesville, North Carolina on the quad on Sunday afternoon. He was carrying knives and pepper spray canisters. This is what you've attracted to campuses. If you think that these are just students, these are anarchists, these are criminals, these are rioters, this is what Sleepy Joe has allowed on campus. But not just Sleepy Joe, Stuart. Gavin Newsom. Where are you, Gavin Newsom? Kathy Hochul. Where are you?
Yeah, they're traveling out of the state at homeless debates.
No,
David,
but Stuart, there's a funny cartoon that there's a homeless person standing out there looking at the encampment, says, by the way, when you're done with the tents, can you give me one? Where's the focus? Where's the focus right here? The focus is on.
Yeah, but David, you're forgetting the biggest point, because we're going to get to a wrap, and I really want to bring this up before we're done. Right? You have the Rothschild Foundation. You have the Soros Foundation. And you know what you have? And it was brought up several times. Something called the RICO Act.
Yeah, sure.
And let me tell you something. The Rothschilds got rich off the backs of every American in this country. Their wealth was not earned. It was stolen, beaten, and killed for. It really has. It really was. The Rothschild story is not a pretty one. And I challenge any historian that says otherwise. But you want to know something, America? It's time to take the streets back. Support the law and order. Support the judges that insist on enforcing the law. Take the Alvin Braggs and toss them and charge them for failing to do what they've been elected and appointed to do. Disbar with straight people.
It's just amazing, though, because again, here you are, you're going after the Alvin Braggs, and I agree with you. This guy's got to go, but it starts at the top. And when you're
tippy top, 6 months, David. You said it before.
No, Stuart. 6 months is too long. 6 months is too long to send a message to Joe Biden, Kamala Harris. Hold on.
You want 25 of them?
No, Stuart. uh, by the time we get around to that, I got news for you. Impeachment we might as well go to an election.
Well, it's
The
not
point is,
impeachment. That's
the point is,
removal because they
no,
can't do the job.
they won't. By the time they get around to it, by the time they do it, it's not going to happen. Folks, I'm going to tell you straight up, okay? Because the Senate's going to block it. The crazy thing is that I'm demanding, and where are the leadership? Joe Biden is clearly absent, and it's political. Kamala Harris is going onto Drew Barrymore's show, and they're talking about all this kind of BS. And it's like, there's where's Drew Barrymore to ask the tough questions and holding her hands and the stories are beautiful. And this is what the Democratic Party is all
Drew
about.
Barrymore, ET phone home, you dumbass.
Right now, you have growing anarchy on campuses in the United States, Canada, and beyond. We have no leadership. The Prime Minister of Canada was called out. He's done nothing. The President of the United States has been called out. He's done nothing. But I'm asking myself, if education and all the responsibilities and safety is part and parcel of leadership, the governors of California and New York should step down. The president should step down. He won't, but I know. But I'm telling you, do your job. Protect your citizens. They're law-abiding citizens. And you've let them down again. Don't say, okay, we'll get you more security, because that's the thing again. Here, we'll pay for more security, which is what I've heard again and again. That's not the answer. Get rid of the problem. Okay? It's like saying to somebody, you know what? You have cancer? You know what? Here's a Band-Aid. We'll give you a Band-Aid. Put more Band-Aids on your body. Cancer will spread. The cancer has spread. We've warned you for 7 months about this cancer. You've done nothing. And now, United States, you're on life support. And Joe, it's thanks to you and the Jim Henson Muppeteers for controlling you to this extent to do nothing. Kathy Hochul, Gavin Newsom, all these governors, unlike DeSantis, Abbott, and I forget the one in Georgia, and I forget others, congratulations for you for upholding the law.
And that's a wrap for today's episode. A huge thanks for lending us your ears, your eyes, and spending time with us. We appreciate, and we hopefully will have you share this. These are our thoughts. It's a discussion with you. Your support means the world for us. We're excited to welcome you back for another engaging, insightful discussion every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, noon Eastern. Stay connected on our social media channels. Don't hesitate to reach out to us on our website. PM us. We're passionate about you. Your input's invaluable, whether you agree or disagree with us. We're always welcoming all opinions. Thank you for joining us. Until our next rendezvous, David, may your blood pressure drop a little bit.